Good morning, children. This is class 12 physics, chapter 3, current electricity, topic potentiometer, its principle, working, and its application. So, let's start with potentiometer. Now, children, we know that in the circuits, whenever we require to measure the potential difference, we used voltmeter. But children, voltmeter uses some current from the circuit to measure the potential difference. So, the potential difference measured by voltmeter is not accurate because it uses some current from the circuit, right? So, we are over here with a accurate instrument which will not use the current from the circuit, and so it will give the correct reading of the potentiometer, current reading of the circuit. So potentiometer is an accurate instrument used to compare the EMFs of the cell, to measure the EMF of the cell, or to measure the potential difference between 2 points in the electric circuit accurately. So, potentiometer measures the potential difference between the 2 points as the voltmeter did, but it gives us more accurate reading as it does not use any current from the circuit. So, potentiometer is preferred over voltmeter. This question usually comes in exam. Which one will you prefer to measure the potential difference? Voltmeter or potentiometer, right? So potentiometer. Now let's see the construction of potentiometer. Now, potentiometer, it consists of long wire of uniform cross-section area. So here children, we can see the wire, that is this, right? These are what? This is AB is entirely the wires. So here this is wire, right? This is total 100 centimeter, right? Again 100 centimeter from 0 to 100, 101 to 200, 201 to 300, 301 to 400. Right children? So this is the wire which is having uniform cross-sectional area. Plus the wire is made up of constant or magnet wire, because children, their resistance is very high. These material, their resistance is very high, but their temperature coefficient, that is alpha, temperature coefficient is very, very less. Temperature coefficient we have already done. It means that the change in the wire due to increase in the temperature. So the wire does not change. The wire is not affected if there is increase in the temperature. Okay. So any increase in the temperature, अगर temperature increase हो जाता है, तो it is not going to affect the wire. Wire's length, wire's cross-sectional area, all will remain the same. So because of this reason, we are using this wires, right? Now, then you can see here a rheostat is connected. Rheostat, we know rheostat is a variable resistance. So with the help of rheostat, we can control the current flowing in the potentiometer. Next, volt ammeter. Ammeter, we know it will measure the current that is flowing in the circuit. Here we have connected a driver cell. Why it is called a driver cell? Because this cell is going to drive the current in the circuit. Because of this cell, the current is going to flow in the circuit, right? Then here you can see a galvanometer is connected. Now this galvanometer, it will indicate whether the current is flowing in the circuit or not. Now galvanometer, it is something like this. In the center it is having 0. In the center the reading is 0, and on this side you will have the other readings 1 and 1, and this side also 1, over here 2, and this side also 2, like this, right? So galvanometer is just going to, and here in the center you are going to have a needle. In 10th class we have done this, right? When the needle is pointing at 0, means no current is flowing in the circuit. And suppose children, the needle is deflected towards left or it is deflected towards right, it shows the presence of current in the circuit. And when it is pointing at 0, it means no current is flowing in the circuit. So your galvanometer is connected to detect the presence or absence of current. And with the galvanometer, a sliding key or jockey is also connected, right beta? Jockey is a metal pen type of thing, right? What we are going to do with jockey, we can hold the jockey, because over the metal part we are having a plastic coating. So that jockey, we are going to slide it. We are going to slide like this, and we will check at which point on the wire the galvanometer shows 0 deflection. हम जॉकी को वायर की लेंथ पे स्लाइड करेंगे धीरे 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 धीरे, and we will check the point at which the galvanometer is showing 0 deflection. Because initially when you start, when you are putting the jockey at this point, you will see that the galvanometer will show you some deflection. फिर आप और slide करो, still it is showing deflection. Slowly you are sliding, still it is showing some deflection, and you will reach a point. At that point the deflection in the galvanometer will be 0. So potentiometer works on the principle of 0 deflection, that is null deflection, right? That length we are going to find at which the galvanometer is showing us 0 deflection. And children, this whole setup is placed on wooden board. The whole setup is placed on wooden board, right children? So let's see the principle of potentiometer. So potentiometer is based on the principle of potential drop across any portion of the wire of uniform cross-sectional area is proportional to the length of the wire when a constant current flows through the wire. Now children, what we are doing is, the current in the circuit is constant because we have adjusted the rheostat. So the current I is going to be constant. Right children, the current I is going to be constant. Now, as we are sliding the jockey on the wire, there is potential drop. Potential difference goes on decreasing. Right, the potential difference is going to go on decreasing, and as the potential difference decreases, you will see that the potential drop is directly proportional to length. As the length is going to increase, the potential difference will be more. Right, children? So this is the principle of potentiometer. We will do it further. Let's see the working. Now, how it is going to work. Now, suppose you are having a wire and the length of the wire is L. A is the cross-sectional area of the wire, and rho is the resistivity of the wire, and R is the resistance of the wire. So R is the resistance of the wire, rho is the resistivity of the wire, L is the length of the wire and A is the cross-sectional area of the wire. Right, children, this much is clear. Now, this is the wire which we had fixed on the potentiometer. We are talking about that wire, right? Now, suppose the current that is flowing through that wire is I. Then we know according to Ohm's law V equals to IR. This we know, right? Now, R, instead of R, we can substitute R equals to rho L by A. This we know, right? So if we substitute this value over here, then we are going to get that is I rho L by A. Now here children, what all is constant? The current is constant. I is constant. Then resistivity depends upon the material. So material once we have fixed, we are not going to change the material. So resistivity is constant. Uniform cross-sectional area is also constant. So children, here these three parameters are constant. What is varying? Length is varying. What is varying? Length is varying because you are sliding the jockey on the wire. So length is changing na beta. From 0 to 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 12 centimeter, 100 centimeter. So what you are changing is length. What all is constant? I current is constant, resistivity is constant, area of cross section of the wire is constant. So this all three constant we are replacing by a K. So your K equals to I rho by A. So here we will see that V is equal to KL and K is a constant. So if we remove constant, equal to sign will disappear and we will get a proportional sign. So V is what? The potential difference across the portion of potentiometer wire is directly proportional to the length of the wire of that portion. So potentiometer is directly proportional to the length. This is the principle of potentiometer. And if from this equation, that is V equals to KL, if you make K subject of formula, it will be V by L. So V by L is what? V is what? The potential drop. Potential difference कम हो रहा है धीरे-धीरे, right? That is the potential drop. Potential कितना drop हो रहा है? How much is the fall in the potential? Upon length means per unit length, right? So what is K? K is the fall of potential per unit length of the wire. And to this term, another name is given, and that name is potential gradient. That name is potential gradient. So potential gradient is the fall of potential per unit length of wire. Potential gradient is very important term. Potential gradient definition, its formula, its SI unit comes in exam. So what is potential gradient? It is the potential drop. Potential drop, how much the potential has fallen. The potential drop per unit length of potentiometer wire, right? And its unit is, what will be its unit? Volt. Unit of K will be volt per meter, or it can be volt per centimeter, right children? With the help of potential gradient, we can see how sensitive the potentiometer is. Potentiometer's sensitivity depends upon the potential gradient, right children? So let's move further. And sensitivity of potentiometer means how much your potentiometer is sensitive, how much accurately, how much, for example, you're moving the jockey. So as you're moving the jockey, with what accuracy the deflection in the galvanometer changes. So the sensitivity, how much sensitive is your potentiometer? It depends upon potential gradient. So sensitivity depends upon potential gradient. Lesser the potential gradient, higher will be the sensitivity. So the value of K should be less for a very sensitive potentiometer. So sensitivity is inversely proportional to potential gradient. So if potential gradient is less, potential gradient less होगा, तो जो balance length होगी, jockey से जो हम slide करके we are finding out the length at which the current is zero, at which the galvanometer reading is zero, right children? So that will be more, and so sensitivity is proportional to 1 upon potential gradient. Lesser the value of potential gradient, greater will be the sensitivity. So for this reason, we are choosing a very, very long wire. Right, children? So this is about your sensitivity. Now, this potential difference is used for various applications, right? These for these are your two practicals of your 12th class. The first application, the first use of potentiometer is you can compare the EMF of the two cells. If you are here, you can see two cells are there, E1 and E2. So children, with the help of potentiometer, you can compare their EMFs, right children? So that can be done with the help of potentiometer. So let's see how. So children, this is the primary circuit and this is the secondary circuit. So we will see that in the primary circuit, here we are having the driver cell having EMF E. The driver cell having EMF E, right? This is an ammeter which will measure the current in the circuit. This is your rheostat with the help of which you are going to you are going to change you are going to control the current, right? And this is your key, K1. This is your switch, right children? Now, let's talk about the secondary circuit. In the secondary circuit, we have connected two cells. One cell is having EMF E1, the other cell is having EMF E2. Now, with this, a jockey is connected. With this children, a galvanometer is connected and then a jockey is connected. Now this is very simple children. Let's see how it is to be done. What you're going to do is, firstly, we are going to close the key 2. We are going to close the key 2. Means we are going to connect this over here. This is connected like this. So children, here we can see that in the circuit, cell E1 is connected, right children? Now what we will do? Now we will slide the jockey on the potentiometer wire. We will slide the jockey on the potentiometer wire. And by sliding the jockey on the potentiometer wire, we will find the balance length at which the deflection in the galvanometer is 0. ना बेटा आप slide करोगे and you will find out at a point on the wire AB where the deflection in the galvanometer is 0. जब deflection 0 दिखा देगा, suppose that length is this. Suppose that length is J1, that is L1. So L1 is the balance length for the cell E1, right children? So we know that E1 equals to KL1, right children? Just now we saw that the potential drop is proportional to length, that is the potential drop equals to KL. तो यहाँ पे potential drop, यहाँ पे आपका EMF है, तो V की जगह हमने E1 लिख दिया because we are talking about the cell E1, तो E1 लिख दिया. Then K is the potential gradient, that is same. And length, what is the balance length? L1, just now we found out, that is L1. So this is our equation for cell number 1 with EMF E1. Right children? Chalo. Now let's see. Now let's connect the second cell children. How we will connect the second cell? Simple. We are going to remove that connection and here we are going to put the key like this. So now you can see that in the circuit, cell with EMF E2 is connected, right? Cell with EMF E2 is connected. So now we will slide the jockey and we will try to find out the balance length. And we found out the balance length when the jockey was at position J2. And suppose the balance length is L2. Suppose the balance length is L2. So our equation 2 will be E2 equals to KL2. E2 equals to E2 equals to KL2. Right, children? Now, children, when at the balance length, the current is 0. Right, children? At the balance length, the current is 0. That is, the deflection in the galvanometer is 0. Means no current is flowing. So, children, no current is flowing. It means it is going to give you the EMF of the cell. Because we know, children, that the current flows whenever there is potential difference. Jab potential difference hoga, then only current flows, right? Here, the current is not flowing. The galvanometer is showing 0 at jockey position J1 and J2. The current is 0. It means that the potential at the potential at the positive plate of E1 and the potential at the negative plate of E2 is equal. इसीलिए current is not flowing because there is no potential difference. Means the potential is equal. है ना बेटा? तो हम जो बैलेंस लेंथ फाइंड करते हैं उससे हम क्या कर रहे हैं, उससे हम पोटेंशियल पॉजिटिव प्लेट का और नेगेटिव प्लेट का इक्वल ला दे रहे हैं, तभी तो करंट नहीं फ्लो हो रहा, राइट चिल्ड्रन? सो ओनली द करंट इज नॉट फ्लोइंग ओवर देयर. सो with the help of this null deflection, with the help of the balance length, we out the EMF of the cell. Because when no current is drawn from the circuit, we get the EMF of the cell. I hope this is clear. Let's move. So this was for your cell E1. When E1 was connected in the circuit, we found out the balance length, that was L1, and our equation is E1 equals to KL1. Then we are connecting the cell 2 in the circuit and we found out the balance length by sliding the jockey and the null point with the null point method, and we found out the balance length to be L2. Is at this length, the deflection in the galvanometer was 0, and so the potential at positive plate and negative plate are equal, and as no current is drawn from the circuit, this gives you the EMF of the cell. Now these are your two equations. So if we divide the two equations, we will get E1 by E2 equals to L1 by L2. So by this method, we can find out the ratio of EMF of the two primary cells. We can compare the EMFs of two primary cells. Right, children?